everybody, welcome to the Narcan Network. I'm Dean, the host of the Narcan Network and the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. Excuse me. Today I'm going to be presenting to you episode 275, and the title and topic of episode 275 is Who and Why Does the Narcissist Marry? Now, this particular episode was inspired by me watching two other narcissistic experts on the internet, but also by an experience I had talking to somebody off the Narcan Network some time ago about their narcissistic entanglement with their husband. And the narcissistic experts I watched related to this, one of them was actually a narcissist who is actually married. He has a channel on YouTube where he talks about his narcissism and how it affects people around him. He is currently married, and I'm assuming his wife isn't bothered by his narcissism, perhaps because he's trying to reform away from it or whatever. And these particular examples just made me want to make this episode just briefly here, just to talk about why narcissists actually marry, because it's kind of interesting. It's interesting what this particular narcissist said about why narcissists marry. But it's also interesting just to see why narcissists marry in general, because if you ask some narcissistic people why they got married, you're going to get some different viewpoints as to why they actually do it. If they're a progressive reforming narcissist, they're probably going to try to tell you that they got married out of love. Because some narcissists will say, well, narcissists do love. They just love in a different way than other people because their brains are don't work exactly normal and stuff, but what they feel is still love. It's just love in a particular different way than the way some people love. Then you're going to have some narcissistic experts out there to tell you that narcissists don't love at all. They don't understand what love is. They don't understand the whole thing behind that. They don't really understand what's going on with them. They're being controlled by their narcissistic brain state and everything else, and they may think they're in love with you, but what they are is infatuated with you, and they see you as a great source of gain to them, of attention and fuel and whatever else that is that they require, and they would marry you because you are the best source of fuel. I think there is actually truth to this, because I have some instances of dealing with people on the Narcan Network where they have said this type of thing and explained this to me, that this has been the state or what has been occurring with their narcissists. They feel that their narcissist married them because they were a good source of attention, a good source of fuel, a good source of whatever else. It could be financial stability, any of those other things. I think that narcissists do actually marry less for love and more for what they can get out of a person in a relationship. Because I've seen examples of this from narcissistic victims I've dealt with on the Narcan Network. I've seen this from examples on the internet where we see narcissists talk about why they marry people and different reasons, and it's not always because of they think that they're in love with the person. Sometimes it's because they've seen that person as a very stable source of stability, financial or otherwise, for that particular narcissist that they're dealing with. I do have some of my own experiences here as well too, which I won't go into any details about, but I do have an experience with a narcissist that I was involved with who was married and was supposed to be separated at the time that I was dealing with her. Her dialogue to me about the person that she married was less about her being in love with that person and more about the stability and things that person provided to her. in positive ways, and how she particularly emoted towards actually feeling about this person. But that is a topic for another video, which we may address at another particular time on that topic. Again, I think that narcissists marry people because they are good providers of stability. They are good financial providers. Maybe perhaps they're even good providers another way. Maybe they have a good sex life with this particular person that they're married to, or whatever. I think they can marry for a lot of different reasons, but I think that it has a lot less to do with the narcissist actually being in love with a person than them actually being a provider of those things and that fuel that the narcissist actually requires. And this is why the narcissist does end up marrying that person in the end. It's because they have things to gain off that person besides just basic things like attention or love or whatever. There are other physical gains to gain from that person, or other just advantages that that person has to give in other ways, like finances and stability and other things of this nature. And this is predominantly why, for me, I think narcissists actually marry a person in the end. Because most narcissists won't want to attach to a person like that unless they have something very solid to offer that person in that particular way. I know for myself, I've had experiences where my narcissist has said to me, because I am not in a position of being as financially well off as the person she was involved with at the time, that yeah, she gave me a dialogue which was somewhat along the lines of, I don't want to have to start out at square one when I have all the advantages of having finances and stuff with this person. I'm giving that up to be with you, and you don't have the same financial stability or the same things to offer me as this person does. But yet she would complain constantly about all the other bullshit that this person did in their life together. Again, there's no logic really to be interjected here. Narcissists often function with a complete lack of logic, and they gaslight, and they say one thing and then tell you they didn't say that. They do one thing and then tell you they didn't do that. We know all about the way narcissists function off the network. If you've done any research into narcissism, or if you've been following the Narcan channel at all, you've seen my videos on how narcissists behave and how they function related to this. That being said, for myself, I think my viewpoint is that narcissists marry more to get things off of people, to get advantages, to get fuel, to get attention, to get, stability, stuff of this nature. That's why I think narcissists actually marry. And I would be not the only narcissistic person on the internet that would have a viewpoint of this. Lots of other narcissistic experts on the internet who are higher level than me would probably tell you the same thing exactly, but it is what it is. Again, this is what narcissists do to get along in life. So this has been episode 275. I'm going to say please stay tuned. I got lots of other content coming up on the Narcan network, and on some stuff coming up on the Unmasking the Narcissist channel in a little while, which I'll be talking about in an upcoming video in the short future here. So just going to say, hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll catch you really soon with some other content.